Some of the most dangerous health problems don't come from disease, they come from misconceptions. We trust what we've heard from family, social media, or even outdated advice. But when it comes to your health, the wrong assumption can cost you dearly. In this video, we're breaking down 8 common medical misconceptions, ones that could delay treatment, lead to dangerous decisions, or even risk your life. Let's clear them up, with real science that could protect you and the people you care about. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer. And that's not just a catchy phrase, it's because you can feel perfectly fine, with no warning signs at all, while serious damage is happening inside your body. In fact, most people with high blood pressure have no symptoms whatsoever. No headaches, no dizziness, no shortness of breath. You could be running marathons or feeling on top of the world and still have dangerously high blood pressure. But beneath the surface, high blood pressure quietly damages your arteries, making them less flexible and more prone to blockages. Over time, this increases your risk of heart attacks, strokes, kidney failure, vision loss, and even dementia. Here's a startling fact. Nearly half of adults with high blood pressure don't know they have it. Many only discover the problem after a major health crisis, like a heart attack or stroke. The good news? High blood pressure is easy to detect with a simple test. You can check it at your doctor's office, a pharmacy, or even at home with an affordable monitor. Don't wait for symptoms. Experts recommend adults check their blood pressure at least once a year, more often if you have risk factors like family history, obesity, or diabetes. When we think of a heart attack, most of us imagine a dramatic scene. Someone suddenly clutching their chest in agony, just like in the movies. But the reality is far more complex, and this myth can be dangerously misleading. In fact, up to 1 in 3 heart attacks occur without the classic crushing chest pain. This is especially true for women, older adults, and people with diabetes, who are more likely to experience what doctors call silent or atypical heart attacks. Instead of severe pain, symptoms can be subtle or even confusing. Some people feel only mild discomfort, unusual fatigue, or a vague sense that something isn't right. Others might notice shortness of breath, nausea, dizziness, or pain in areas like the jaw, neck, back, or even the arms. For example, a woman might feel an overwhelming tiredness or break out in a cold sweat, while an older adult could simply feel lightheaded or unusually weak. These symptoms are easy to dismiss or mistake for something less serious like indigestion or anxiety. Ignoring these warning signs or assuming it's probably nothing can be fatal. Every minute counts when it comes to heart attacks, and getting help quickly can save your life. So if you or someone you know experiences unexplained shortness of breath, nausea, fatigue, or any unusual discomfort, especially if you have risk factors for heart disease, don't wait. Get it checked out immediately. When it comes to your heart, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Most of us have experienced headaches and often brush them off as nothing serious. But not all headaches are created equal. Sometimes what feels like a simple headache can actually be a warning sign of something much more dangerous, like a stroke or a brain bleed. A sudden, severe headache, often described as the worst headache of my life, can be a sign of a ruptured aneurysm or a subarachnoid hemorrhage. This is a true medical emergency. Many people mistakenly believe that strokes only cause numbness or paralysis, but the reality is more complicated. Stroke symptoms aren't always obvious. Besides a severe headache, you might notice sudden vision changes, trouble speaking, confusion, or even difficulty walking. For example, someone might suddenly have double vision, slurred speech, or feel dizzy and off balance, all of which can be easy to overlook or attribute to stress or fatigue. It's a common misconception that strokes only happen to older people, or that they always cause dramatic symptoms. In reality, strokes can affect anyone, and the signs can be subtle. Some people ignore these warning signs, hoping they'll just go away, or they search online for answers instead of seeking help. That's why it's so important to remember the FAST acronym: face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time to call emergency services. If you or someone you know experiences a sudden severe headache, especially if it's accompanied by any of these symptoms, don't wait. Don't try to sleep it off, and don't waste time searching for answers online. Call emergency services immediately. Every minute counts when it comes to treating a stroke, and getting help fast can save your life or the life of someone you love. Aspirin is famous for saving lives during a heart attack, because it helps stop blood from clotting and can keep a blocked artery open long enough for help to arrive. That's why so many people think of it as a go-to emergency medicine. But here's the catch. If someone is having a bleeding stroke, where a blood vessel in the brain bursts, aspirin can actually make things much worse by increasing the bleeding. And here's the scary part. There's no way to tell the difference between a clot-based stroke and a bleeding stroke just by looking at someone or even by their symptoms. Both can cause sudden weakness, slurred speech, confusion, or trouble seeing. Only a brain scan like a CT or MRI can show what's really happening inside the brain and guide the right treatment. So if someone suddenly has stroke symptoms, slurred speech, weakness on one side, confusion or vision problems, don't give them aspirin even if you think it might help. Call emergency services right away and let the doctors decide what to do. Time is critical, and the wrong move here can be deadly. When in doubt, don't give aspirin. Get help fast and let the professionals handle it. It could save a life. Many people believe that if a supplement is labeled natural, it must be harmless. But that's a dangerous misconception. Just because something comes from a plant doesn't mean it's safe for everyone, or even safe at all. Some of the most toxic substances on Earth are natural, and many natural supplements can interact dangerously with prescription medications like blood thinners, antidepressants, or heart medications. For example, St. John's wort can make your birth control fail or interfere with antidepressants. Ginkgo and garlic supplements can increase bleeding risk if you're on blood thinners. Some supplements can even be toxic to your liver or kidneys, especially if taken in high doses or combined with other medications. Unlike prescription drugs, supplements aren't strictly regulated, so you can't always trust the dosage or purity on the label. Contamination and mislabeling are real risks. Always talk to your doctor or pharmacist before starting any supplement, especially if you take other medications or have health conditions. Remember, natural does not mean safe. Protect your health by staying informed and asking questions. Many people believe that heart attacks only happen to those who are overweight or out of shape, but that's a dangerous misconception. Even people who look perfectly healthy and exercise regularly can be at risk. Fitness is important, but it's not a shield against every health problem. There are countless stories of elite athletes and marathon runners collapsing from heart attacks, sometimes with no warning at all. Fitness doesn't guarantee your arteries are clear. Sometimes, the first sign of trouble is a life-threatening event. Genetics, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and smoking history all play a huge role. You can be thin, active, and still have hidden risks. Some risk factors are invisible and can only be found through medical testing. Don't skip your checkups just because you feel fine or hit the gym every day. Heart disease can be silent, developing over years without symptoms. Get your cholesterol and blood pressure checked regularly, especially if you have a family history. Protect your heart, no matter how fit you are. Remember, true health is more than just what you see in the mirror. Feeling healthy doesn't always mean you are healthy. Many dangerous conditions develop quietly, without pain or obvious symptoms. For example, high blood pressure is often called the silent killer because it rarely causes pain, yet it can lead to heart attacks, strokes, and kidney failure. Chronic kidney disease can progress for years without symptoms, only becoming noticeable when significant damage has occurred. Diabetes is another condition that may not cause pain early on, but high blood sugar quietly harms your nerves, eyes, and blood vessels. Some cancers, like colon or cervical cancer, often grow without causing discomfort until they reach advanced stages. That's why regular checkups and screenings are essential. They can detect these hidden threats before they become life-threatening or irreversible. Don't rely on pain as your warning sign. Many serious illnesses don't hurt until it's too late for easy treatment. Make sure to have your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar checked regularly. These simple tests can reveal problems you can't feel. Follow recommended cancer screenings such as colonoscopies, mammograms, and pap smears based on your age and risk factors. Early detection can mean the difference between a simple treatment and a life-threatening illness. Think of it like a smoke detector. By the time you see flames, the danger is already severe. Don't wait for symptoms to take action. Stay informed about your health, ask your doctor about appropriate screenings, and keep a record of your results and appointments. Combine regular checkups with healthy habits, like exercise, balanced nutrition, and not smoking, to lower your risk of silent diseases. Early detection and prevention can turn a potentially deadly disease into a manageable condition, or even stop it before it starts. Let's address this one carefully because it still causes fear for a lot of parents. The myth that vaccines cause autism began with a single fraudulent study published in 1998. This study, which claimed a link between the MMR vaccine and autism, was later exposed as not only deeply flawed but also intentionally misleading. The paper was fully retracted and its author was banned from practicing medicine due to ethical violations and falsified data. Since then, dozens of large, well-designed studies from around the world, covering hundreds of thousands of children, have found absolutely no link between any vaccine and autism. For example, a 2019 Danish study followed over 650,000 children and found no increased risk of autism in vaccinated kids. Despite this overwhelming evidence, the myth persists, and the consequences are serious. Because of vaccine hesitancy fueled by misinformation, we've seen deadly diseases like measles and whooping cough make a comeback in communities with lower vaccination rates. The science is clear. Vaccines are among the safest and most effective tools in medicine, saving millions of lives every year and protecting us all from preventable diseases. We've covered how myths can put your health and lives at risk. The truth is, your body doesn't always send obvious signals when something's wrong. Share this knowledge to protect yourself and those you care about. If you're worried about a symptom or want to be proactive, talk to a healthcare professional. Your doctor is your partner in health. Stay informed, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Stay informed, stay safe.